News for Today starts now.
Good morning, I'm Jordan Lindsay and welcome to News for Today. Let's check in with the weather team. Two mothers were close sisters, both of them killed in a car crash back in October. Help is already coming in for those children. News 4's Darcy Spencer shows us how strangers are helping those kids find some happiness for this Christmas. Now, if you're interested in helping this family, we have details on our website. You can just go to NBCWashington.com and search Oxon Hill crash. Now, I'm here at Gonzaga High School where Dominic Petey attended and was loved by many. Here's what his fellow students had to say. I have Karima here with me, and she's going to tell me what's going on today. Here's Flora. She's a patient who just had these services done. Flora, tell me why you came here today. Now, hospitals are taking precautions by training their staff with the correct protocol on how to protect themselves with the proper gear and handle possible Ebola patients. I'm Jordan Lindsay, News 4. A developing story this morning, divers are hoping to enter the fuselage of fated flight Asia 8501 today. Let's take a look. As you can see, these photos of the wreckage. They will continue to search for these bodies. The search teams plan to lift wreckage from the bottom of the Java Sea. High waves and strong currents have affected divers trying to reach that wreckage. All 162 passengers on that flight were killed. So far, only 51 bodies have been recovered from the sea. I'm Jordan Lindsay at the Live Desk. A community is mourning the death of Gonzaga College High School senior Dominic Petey this morning. He was killed in a car crash on the Beltway in Montgomery County Halloween night.
Sometimes tragedy does, as the Lord reminds us, tragedy happens to both the good and the bad. And Dominic was a great kid.
Now I'm here at Gonzaga High School where Dominic Petey attended and was loved by many. Here's what his fellow students had to say.
Always smiling and wanted to spread that happiness he had. He was just carefree. Even people who didn't know were all going around him, hoping his family's okay, making sure everything's okay with him.
Petey was one of 3 Gonzaga students involved in the crash. His brother was the driver and pulled over because they ran out of gas.
Words aren't really adequate often for these type of situations for people, but our presence is.
The driver of the other vehicle was a 24-year-old female. She had non-life-threatening injuries. At Gonzaga High School, I'm Jordan Lindsay, News 4. Ebola. It's affected nearly 10,000 people worldwide, making it the worst outbreak in history. So what are health officials' main concern?
And active steps here and abroad to protect the public health and safety of the American people.
A total of 9 Ebola cases have been recorded in the U.S. since August. Thomas Duncan was the only person to die from the virus here in America. He contracted Ebola in Liberia. He then flew to Texas.
Unfortunately, in our initial treatment of Mr. Duncan, despite our best intentions and a highly skilled medical team, we made mistakes.
The recent outbreak of the deadly virus has those on the front line worried, fueled by fears of an outbreak in the U.S.
Because it's healthcare workers, it's hands-on workers that are coming down with it. It's not the general populace, it's those of us who are caring for them.
2 nurses at Texas Presbyterian Hospital contracted the virus from assisting Duncan, and they survived.
It's me specifically. That could have been me.
We just are calling on our employers and the government to do the right thing, to set up these standards, to have the standards accountable and measurable, and make sure that we all know what to do.
Now, hospitals are taking precautions by training their staff with the correct protocol on how to protect themselves with the proper gear and handle possible Ebola patients. I'm Jordan Lindsay, News 4. This morning, hundreds will gather to pay tribute to a missing UVA student in a celebration of life at West Potomac High School.
In a flapper dress and donning a flag quite similar.
Hannah Graham was found dead in Charlottesville last month after she disappeared on September 13th.
Chesterfield County Sheriff's Department was searching an abandoned property along Old Lynchburg Road in southern Albemarle County when they discovered what appears to be human remains.
Those who were close to her say she was smart, outgoing, and fun to be around.
Make things good, Hannah Graham. Where are you? We want you back where you belong.
Jesse Matthew is facing charges in connection with Graham's disappearance. A hearing is set for December 15th in Charlottesville, Virginia.
I have confidence in these police officers and this chief and in my staff that we will be able to go forward and bring justice in this instance.
In West Potomac, I'm Jordan Lindsay, News 4.